welcome to Learning Music with Pat. I'm going to continue today showing you some unusual instruments that you may or may not have seen before. Some of these I've had in here before, but not a lot of them. So first of all, I'm going to start off with, this is a saxophone, a Hawaiian saxophone, and it's called a siphoon. I have a special box to keep it in. This is the mouthpiece. This is the thumb hole in the back, and these are all the tone holes in the front. Interesting to see. Now, what makes these instruments unusual is the fact that the mouthpiece is carved into the wood. You don't have a separate mouthpiece that you put on. It does sound a little like a saxophone, which is what it's supposed to do. I have a berry reed on it. A berry reed is a plastic reed that lives practically forever. You're not going to chip it. It's not the best quality of reed, though. If you're doing professional work with a saxophone, you would never put on a plastic reed, but this is kind of a novelty item, and I don't play it that much. So I'm taking the reed off. Now you'll notice I can't get the ligature off. Usually when you have a mouthpiece, you put it on, and you put the ligature on, and you put the reed on, and you tighten it all up. This has been carved, so this ligature is here permanently. It's indented in the wood. And this is the mouthpiece right here, the hole that it is. You put the reed in here, you tighten it up, and it's ready to play. It does work. Somebody said when they advertised it that this instrument is like an instrument you can stick in your pocket. You can go through the woods, you can climb mountains when you want music. Just take it out of your pocket and play it. Well, I wouldn't do that. It's too big for a pocket as far as I'm concerned. But it is an unusual bamboo saxophone made in Hawaii. So it is a Hawaiian instrument, sometimes called the siphoon. X-A-P-H-O-O-N, siphoon. Different kind of name, but this is what it is. The other instrument I wanted to bring over, I have a group of them here. This is a regular melody flute that's made out of bamboo, but I wanted to show you something. It's not too remarkable, but if you will notice, I don't know if you can see this clearly or not, there is a big crack. I've told you before, when you have a wooden instrument, never use alcohol on it, and I didn't. But the instrument, the wood is kind of thin. It's bamboo, but it's kind of thin. And when it cracks easily. I have done nothing that would make it crack. But I have had it for a few years, and I think maybe the tension of where they have tightened it and turned it, made it circular, that there is that crack that starts, and it goes right down the labium, and it goes right down the instrument. Good. If I hold it like this, you can see that crack, can't you? Right here, I can feel it. The labium is right here, and the crack goes down. Unfortunately, it goes down for the rest of the instrument. When the instrument starts to crack, a bamboo instrument starts to crack, you should not play it again. You can keep it, and it's good to look at, and it's good to teach from, but that's what happens to inexpensive bamboo instruments. Now, what I have done, I've put a little piece of Scotch tape on it. Now see this, there's a crack on each side. If we can get that shot again. I just moved this middle part, and it moved back and forth, so that could just fall out. The crack is on both sides of the labium, and right here in the middle you can see almost a strip. That's all loose. In there, it's all loose, and I can actually pick at it. I'm not going to, but I can pick at it. I just noticed that it was movable. I was moving it, and it was movable. So that instrument can't be played, but it is an Indian instrument, I believe. And it's like most Indian instruments. It kind of looks like it to me. So I just wanted to bring that in to show that to you. Now, you can get inexpensive instruments, and I have, and sometimes they play well. I have brought in colored instruments and translucents, but I couldn't bring them all in because there were just too many. So I am going to go through them one by one, and you'll see Some of them have been poorly put together. Take a look at this one. This is a yellow, translucent. I like it. You can see practically through it, but you see this blotching right here. When they glued it together, they made it in parts, but they glued it together so it would be a single instrument that you would not pull apart. Unfortunately, the glue melted or something, and there it is, dripping down the side. Very poorly put together. And then, I don't know if you can pick this up or not, but this part of the mouthpiece doesn't go, it doesn't match with the rest of the mouthpiece. I can stick my finger in here. It hasn't been even stuck together so that it was in the right place. I don't know how much of that you can see, but you can see that it's just very, very poor. I don't know if it plays it on. Well, considering its situation, it's not doing too bad. But I mean, you wouldn't write home about it. So that's the clear yellow one. It's a translucent. Whoops. Here's another one. It has a little problem of it falls apart. So I'm going to put it back together. It's kind of a chartreuse. You can see through it. Now you can see, and I can see it's damaged up here. Let me show you the clear one, if I brought a clear one that you can see. But anyway, this is a yellowish one. I was going to show you, if you look here, you can see a line. There is a piece of plastic, and it will connect with another piece of plastic, and it forms kind of a block. I've shown you things like this before, but this is damaged. I need to show you another one. Let's see. Let's try this. If I put this up, you can see, I think, a little line that goes through it. Whoop. That little line right in the inside of the instrument will be attached to a circular piece that'll go around the instrument. When you blow in the air, it squeezes it out of the labium, which is right here. I like the translucence because, one thing, I like the color, but you can't guarantee that they play very well. Sometimes they play okay, sometimes they don't. So let me put this back. Here's a pink one. It looks a little purplish to me on the monitor, but it's actually quite pink. You can see through it. There are little notches. There's a crack in this one. I don't know how it got there. You know, instruments just sometimes crack for no reason. This is a purple one. A lot of these are probably made by the same company. And they're not too careful in terms of how they make them. They're not, you know, they're a little careless in how they're made. If they all play the same, then I predict that they are made by the same company. But it is a nice color. Then you've got, this one has got speckles on it. I would like to have you to be able to see the speckles. I don't know if you can. Ah, yes you can. Isn't that interesting? I have a number of them that are designed to have speckles on them. If I hold it like this, whoops, I don't want to drop it. If I hold it like this, you can see how speckled this is. Very attractive. A child would like something like this, if you can see the speckles like that. I've got 2 or 3 more with speckles that I want to show you. Here's another one. Very attractive. Very nice. So that's a blue one. I've got the purple one that's also speckled. I suppose they do it just as a design feature to attract children. Let me see if this plays. This is just absolutely just one tube. There's no way you can pull it apart. It's not even designed to look like it can be pulled apart. That's about as high as you can get. The sound seems like it hesitates a little before it comes out. If I blow into it, it's like it has to catch up with the fact that it's supposed to play, so I can put air in it. But there's sometimes a little hesitation before you actually hear it. This actually is quite good, a lot better than I expected. So that's the purple one. Let me see, this is peach, well, kind of pinky peach. And I'll see if that plays. Nope, not at all. But as I look at it, it doesn't match up. If I put it this way, let's see if you can see that line in the middle of it. Right there, right there. All of these inexpensive little instruments have that line. It's a piece of plastic, and it goes and attaches itself to another piece of plastic that would be curved. That's why this looks thicker. There's another piece of plastic that it attaches to, and it causes the air to come out of the labium like a regular recorder would. Now there seems to be a blotch or something over here. I don't know what that is. It looks like maybe some paint dripped or something, I don't know. But that's the peach one. This green one I find very attractive because green is one of my favorite colors. Here, look in the back. And you can see, or I can see, I don't know if you can pick it up, that little line right in the mouthpiece. That's neat. Just so you see the colors of them. This is a yellow one, kind of between, well, kind of between orangey and yellow. And if you look in the back, you can see the little line in it. Some of them aren't too bad, but if you're buying them and it's very inexpensive, you're not going to expect much quality. See, it's really way out of pitch. It starts to lose its pitch there. And now you can't really get the others. You can't get the other ones. So those have a bunch of instruments. So what's the purpose of having so many instruments? I have them because I teach with them. I can teach with them and I can show them basic things. And so I'm going to let me take this blue one. This was the speckled one that we had before. And I'm going to see if it works. So some of them do. So what are you going to teach with an instrument like this? You can teach basic things. How do you hold the instrument? How do you blow into the instrument? How do you tongue? Tonguing is very important. How do you hold the position? The left hand always goes on top. The right hand always goes on the bottom. And then you just take it one note at a time. B, A, G, F, E, D. Now the pitch may not be perfect, but at least I can teach them that. I can teach them how to hold their mouths on a recorder, sticking it in about a third of the way. And then tonguing. You have to learn how to tongue. I can teach them how to tongue. If you don't tongue, then you sound terrible. It loses it on the lower notes. It's like a sharp. It shouldn't be. It should be a regular note because my fingering is right, but the instrument can't do it. So children get these instruments and they love them and they play with them. And sometimes you can use them to kind of help children to develop an interest in music. So I've shown you all kinds of instruments that I brought over. I still have more to bring over. You probably won't see all of them, but I have about 300 or so instruments in my collection, and I like showing them because people like to see them, and people like to know what you can do with them. And I've done seminars on music where I've had lots of instruments that are melody instruments, like these recorders, and I've given them out to people, and we've played with them, and I've taught them basic music skills in the seminars that I've done. So at any rate, this gives you an idea, and I do have more to bring over, so we'll be seeing more of them as time goes by. But I'm going to close it here, and please join me next time. I'll be showing you some other things.